This is Opposite Attractions, Season 4, Episode 1. We are the world. The challenge: pitch a new theme park.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, keep your arms, feet, legs, and everything else inside the vehicle at all times, because this here is Opposite Attractions, and I will be your host for the evening, Scottye Moore, joined as always by the Disney boy himself, Jim Murphy.
You got some of that in the right order, I think.
Keep your hats and shit, quit fucking up. Cause this here's the Wild Wild West, and then Will Smith animatronic comes out and he's like, "What's up, y'all?" Oh, so
Probably better than the Rock thing at Fast and the Furious.
Yes, that's my favorite part about riding the Men in Black ride at Universal is the fact that when you get off it, I swear to God, the gift shop only plays Nod Your Head, Black Suits Coming from Men in Black 2. Or Men in Black from the original Men in Black film. Those are the only two songs. So you have to imagine working there is a bit like the worst experience of your life.
Yeah, I think the place of employment at Disney had like a 50-minute cycle, I think. Yeah. Well, at least at Christmas it did, because I got really used to knowing what time it was by knowing what song was playing.
See, with me at T-Rex, my soundtrack was some fucking dinosaurs yelling at me all day.
It wasn't Walk the Dinosaur by Was Not Was? And...
No, I didn't get no Walk the Dinosaur. I didn't get Jeff Goldblum telling me that I was so focused on whether or not I could do something that I didn't think about if I should. All I got was brrr, and then like every 10 minutes the lights would dim, and then fucking there would just be meteors shooting across the ceiling. That's what I got. So when people ask me why I'm a little bit off, that's why. So it's season 4 of Opposite Attractions, and as always, you went to Disney in between seasons.
Yeah, not as always, but I did, and it was sadly cut short.
Well, it was cut short because you didn't want to die.
Yeah. And it really, like, we kind of had things planned to do on certain days, so, like, a lot of the stuff we planned did not happen.
Oh, yeah.
The last day, we left at, like, 5 in the evening, and we had talked to the front desk, like, earlier in the day, like, hey, just in case, probably leaving in the morning, like, we're supposed to be here till Saturday. They're like, whatever, just come by and tell us, we'll do something. I'm like, okay. And, like, a half an hour later, we're like, nah, we probably got to leave today. But, like, there was stuff we still had to do, so we spent, like, an hour. Well, no, we probably spent 2 hours in the Hollywood Studios, which was literally to ride Alien Swirling Saucers and Toy Story Midway Mania, and then leave. That's pretty much all we did, and we shopped a tiny bit. And then we went to Epcot for like an hour and a half and shopped in the countries that we hadn't done yet.
Yeah.
And we ate some awesome brisket poutine. It's like the best. And then we then we went back to our hotel and finished packing and left.
Well, the most interesting thing you told me was you did get comp passes for the future for Disney World. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure they're tied to me somehow.
No, Jim, I'm going in a month, man. Just pass them on over. I was Give
given...
me your thumb. I need your thumb. And I'll just pull it out and scan it. It's fine.
I'm sorry. I think I was given some sort of weird confirmation thing. My wife handled most of it while I was driving up, like, Interstate 4. I have to say, for as much as like I listen to podcasts about Disney and I see things about the like construction on I-4, it is really, really shitty.
It's the same, and I think we've talked about it before. It's the same road where one time I was driving and I just saw a fucking Jeep on fire. And that was it. I was like, is someone called on? Like, there's no one around them, like, making sure the Jeep is fine. And I'm like, I'm sure someone's called on this Jeep.
Yeah, it's very bad, and it seems like it's getting worse. Like, you look at Google Maps at pretty much any time of day, and you look at Orlando, from, I'd say, exits like 64, which is like the last Disney exit on the west side, to like exit 85, and it's literally just red and orange all the time.
It's a bit of a rough time, which, by the way, the exit for Universal is in there. So when I lived there and worked at Universal, that was a shitty-ass time. I just got to stay on I-4 and look to my right and see a Dave & Buster's and just be like, can I just cut through the grass and just go to the D&B?
I saw that Dave & Buster's. I went to Universal for the first time in 16 years. I only went to City Walk, and I must say...
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, and I rode Fast and the Furious Supercharged.
No, I must say a few things. I find their parking structure to be an abomination.
Oh, yeah. One time I accidentally parked where the buses are supposed to park, and that was a weird experience getting back to there, because it was a whole lot of people being like, you don't need to be there. Why are you there? I'm like, I can leave. Just tell me how to get there.
Yeah, I just didn't... that wasn't so bad, but then once you actually... I can't imagine going to, like, Universal, the park, or to... Like, I just can't imagine going to, like, like, it's weird enough going to the Magic Kingdom and having to park, and then having to take a tram, and then having to take the monorail. But if I had to also walk through Disney Springs, I would be upset by the time I got to the end of it.
Well, what I like about it is it's all in one area, so you don't have to, like, tram anywhere. Yeah. You can be like, all right, we've left that, now we have to go here.
At least it was small. I'll say that. At least it was small.
What did you numb me down on? Did you get some voodoo donuts?
No, the line was probably 90 minutes long.
Really? Dude, when we went, there was...
bad.
It was like 2 people in line when we went. What the hell?
I walked up to where I thought the line ended, and then realized it was kind of like going on Flight of Passage, where there was a break in the sidewalk, and then the line was like 30 feet away, going farther up the back toward like I think it was like the exit to the movie theater.
Holy shit, dude.
And I'm just like, nah, I can't wait that long for donuts.
I like you cut your vacation short because of a hurricane. Meanwhile, my family, I swear to God, my dad was just like, all right, we're going to go to Gatlinburg. And I'm like, so we're going fucking north. We're going towards it. And he's like, oh, by the way, there's a Pizza Inn in fucking North Carolina we could cut through, go there, and then spend an hour to get back. And I'm like, so wait, you want to go to North Carolina for a Pizza Inn and then go to Gatlinburg? Yeah. So... we went to North Carolina, defying God and all of the odds to get Pizza Inn, and then went on vacation.
What is a Pizza Inn exactly?
It's a pizza place. That's it. That's all. There's no other description. Like, at one point on they had like a screen talking about Pizza Inn, and they were like, hey, we're having a giveaway. We're giving away this old-ass nice car. Would you want one? And I'm just sitting here like, no one has downloaded the Pizza Inn app. I don't think people know it exists. I could probably win this car right now. But yeah, back in the day, there was like Pizza Hut, Domino's, and then Pizza Inn was a big deal as well. So it is like a chain pizza restaurant with like a buffet, and the buffet was very nice, and I ate way too much. But otherwise... it's literally just like a shitty chain buffet. That's it. Yeah, it's like when I used to think Steak and Shake was a fancy sit-down restaurant until I lived half a mile away from one and went, oh wait, no, this is like a shitty drive-thru, and that's it. But
I'm trying to think, like, a lot of the stuff I wanted to do, I didn't get to do. Like, the Halloween party was fun. A cast member sang Sarah McLachlan's Angel to me.
Oh, because
that was special. Because I was a red card, and they don't use those anymore. Mm-hmm. And I would have hugged him, but I was kind of like in a line for candy, so I did not hug him, or I would have totally.
That's the best sentence you've ever said, Jim. I was waiting in line for candy, and I wanted to hug a man.
I waited in line for about 75 minutes to meet all 7 dwarves. That was nice.
Look, I know you're talking about this Halloween shit and all this fun party stuff, but there's something we need to break down right now.
Okay.
Did you go to the fucking chicken guy?
I didn't, because
Jim! You disappoint me.
I had I literally, we went to Disney Springs once for about 3 hours.
Yeah, that 3 hours should have been in Chicken Guy.
And I'm trying to remember what we ate, and I don't even remember. What the hell did we eat that day?
Yeah, you could have had an experience.
Yeah, I can't remember.
A dining experience with the Chicken Guy, but you didn't.
Oh, we ate Blaze Pizza because, again, we thought we were going to be able to come back later. Our plan was to go back on a later, like we had dinner planned for the boathouse, and I had to cancel. I ended up, like, I wasn't even able to cancel it because, like, when we realized we were leaving, like, it was already in the window where I was going to eat the fee, so I just had to eat that, like, no-show fee.
I swear to God, I thought you were about to be like, we had dinner plans for Chicken Guy. We had the reservations, the table all set up.
Yeah, so that's pretty much why I didn't go to Chicken Guy. We literally, like, I ate at Amorette's. I got to eat awesome cake at Amorette's, but other than that, like, I didn't get to have Captain Crunch ice cream with sprinkles. I really wanted to do that. It was so much stuff I didn't get to do, but it was like, yeah, I didn't really want to try to not... I wanted to try to not die.
Now, did you see the chicken line? Was there a chicken line, or was it?
It was very busy. It wasn't like, and like, I mean, let's see, when did we go there? We went there on a Sunday night, so that might have been why.
Of course, everyone's leaving church, and then was like, we need to go celebrate at the altar of Fieri tonight. We need to just nummy down on these bits. But other than that, any other highlights from your trip other than Sarah McLachlan Angel?
Yeah, I got to meet Scrooge McDuck. That was cool. I never thought that was going to be a character meet and greet thing to do.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought when I went last time and they were doing the big Donald Duck dinosaur thing. I thought Scrooge was going to be out, but I don't think he was. Because if he was, I would have fucking waited and then sent a picture to David Tennant.
It should be, if they're... I mean, they were doing that. He should have been out all of the... They had like 4 or 5 meet and greet places.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie were out there. Launchpad McQuack was...
I did not see them.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, any other big highlights?
I don't think so. It was pretty... Like, it became quite stressful very quickly.
Yeah,
and it was more about survival than trying to, like, have all the fun in the world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with you, I was like, Jim's just going to stay there. Jim's going to be like, oh, hurricane? Fuck that. I'm about to spend $2 billion.
There were news reports. Like, we drove to, like, South Carolina and stopped. Like, and that was Wednesday night, so we were pretty far ahead of the hurricane. And then we cut inland and went up through, like, Central Virginia. But I remember, like, that, like... I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I remember, like, the next day seeing news reports from the Orlando newspaper saying, like, people escape hurricane by going to Disney World. And I'm like, I'm doing the opposite.
I would have done that shit, bro. But Jim Murphy, this is a podcast where we build our own theme park, but unfortunately the last one exploded. We have no access to any of our old theme parks, so we need a brand new park.
I'm assuming it was your half that exploded.
My half exploded, and then yours got caught in the flames. So
that was a lot of alcohol in there to burn.
Yeah.
Burns really good.
That's what it was. The Southern Mythology basement caught on fire, and it's made of nothing but brick, so it essentially served as like a gas chamber that slowly increased in pressure until it blew up the whole park. And I managed to get out on my unicorn. So... That's why I'm safe. And I have brought to the table this time... Okay, here's the thing. I want to do what Walt Disney did. Because Walt Disney found this raggedy-ass town called Orlando, Florida that no one gave a damn about. And he turned it into a mecca, a centralized location for East Coast entertainment. He transformed it and made it better. And I want to do that. So I found us a location that has almost literally nothing on it. And we can build it up from the base and make it amazing.
Okay.
That's why I bring to you today Lunaland, the theme park on the moon. This is, in fact, the moon's first theme park, and we're going to build it right on the top. Also, apparently, Domino's owns some land on the moon, so we're going to have to fuck with them a little bit. Because we're going to have the first Hungry Howie's on the moon. But we're built on the very top of the moon. So you have like part of the park that's on the main moon, part of it's that's on the dark side, and that can have some like cool edgy shit. And it's gonna be in domes because it has to be. That allow you to not need a spacesuit, so you can really enjoy your time there. And it's gonna be temperature controlled, so those Florida weather you don't have to worry about, man, because moon weather is whatever we want it to be. And what I like about it is the fact that some of the domes are going to have gravity control. Because, like, there are certain rides that if there wasn't normal Earth gravity, would get kind of fucked up. Like, like if we tried to do Rip Ride Rocket, that 90-degree angle would just start sending us straight up to space. But then there are also other domes that are not gravity controlled. So you can allow to have some cool-ass rides. Like, I thought about doing one of those rides where you're, like, in a bungee, like a bungee thing, and it shoots you up. Except instead, it's a spinning disc, shoots you into the air, you get to see everything, and then it gently floats you back down. So it's a nice slow drop ride. We can have the slowest drop ride of all time.
It's like those towers they have at, like, Hershey Park or... like the sombrero at south of the border.
Oh yeah. That's
well, although I think in the sombrero you don't go up and down, but in Hershey Park you do.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It's basically like those like observation towers. It's just not connected to anything.
Yes, exactly. It'll just float up and down, and getting people off of it will be a bit of a hassle, Jim. That's okay though. Another thing I want to have in these domes that don't have gravity: petting zoos. I want to see what the fuck a goat does in zero G. I want to see that shit pop up. Like, you just walk into a dome and there's just a goat flying across the screen. And you're like, what the hell is going on? Let's see, what other ideas do I have? The mascot, her name is Luna Moonchild. She's a real hippie kind of girl, and she's also literally just the fucking moon. So there's gotta be a lot of hidden Lunas throughout the park, but you can't tell if it's a hidden Luna or just a circle. So that's gonna be a bit confusing for all these theme park enthusiasts.
You don't want to try to do an anti-Domino's sponsorship with Mac Tonight.
Oh, wait, I thought Mac Tonight was McDonald's.
Yeah, that's why it's anti-Domino's.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit, never mind, you're right. Hold on, let me just quickly cross all this shit out. Our mascot is definitely Mac Tonight. And McDonald's is our main... McDonald's and Elon Musk are our two main sponsors.
Well, with him with the weed, I think that would work out.
Yeah, well, speaking of Elon Musk, I do want to say we're also going to be offering... The only way to get up there is on our luxury cruise line sponsored by SpaceX, where we have spaceships, but they're like a luxury cruise liner. Like, there's open bar, there's this fun shit you can walk around in. You each get your own cabin to hang out in, so that's gonna be really the beauty of that part of the experience. Because I was like, I don't want these people stuck on a shitty normal like a little ship for a day easily to get to the moon. I want them to have fun.
If you thought Disney World was expensive, come to the moon.
Come to the moon.
Okay, we're paying millions of dollars for you to pet a goat just because it's floating in space. This is bullshit.
And then in addition to the park, there will be a new burgeoning economy, because we will need, like, a fucking moon Rite Aid and moon hotels for people to hang out in. And luckily, it's all controlled by us. We now own the moon. because we control the banks, we control the hotels. Everything is all sponsored by Luna Land. And we're also sponsored by Luna Bars, because that really needs to happen. We are also going to construct land speeders that help you get from place to place. Let's see, what else do I have on this? Yeah, I already said, of course, one of the big things, because, like, the big thing for Universal is, like, Halloween Horror Nights for Halloween, and Disney has Mickey's Not-So-Scary Christmas Party, and that's
correct.
And so that's something celebrating a holiday. Motherfucker, we have the best thing to get people in, and that's the lunar eclipse. Guess, have you ever seen the Earth completely pitch black from no sun? Come to Luna Land and you will, motherfucker. We have our own lunar eclipse specials. And then, of course, solar eclipse, which is only like one at once every 100 years or whatever, or I might have gotten it reversed. But you get to see it from space. So we have our not-so-scary eclipse party. Sponsored by Stephanie Meyer. But other than that, yeah, that's Luna Land. All of the domes are also have the ability to, like, keep plant life. So that way we can have like those wonderful bushes that you know of at like theme parks and all of these beautiful things going around. And also what I like about this is, yeah, we can have like moon themed stuff like haunted mansions that were built on ancient alien burial grounds. And we can have like moon jungle cruise. But also, what I like about this is it's like the last park. It's like Versus, where we can kind of build whatever we want, but if we can't come up with an idea, we can always go back to the moon. So that's what I like about this, is it really opens up the possibilities. You can build roller coasters that jump tracks because the gravity allows for not enough damage to happen to the tracks. And yeah, I think it's got a lot of potential. A lot of ideas. It's no Bransonlandia, I know, but it's here. This is Luna Land, the final frontier. Boom.
I have brought two ideas. One you've heard of before. I've told you about before. One you haven't. I hope that's okay.
Yeah. If it's Bransonlandia, I'm suing you for copyright.
No, but I do want to go back and revisit an idea I had that I told you about a couple weeks ago, which is to basically do. Oh God, you want to say the same thing you did, to do what Disney tried to do, and that is make a park about America.
Oh fuck yes!
So Disney tried. Basically, the idea was only, like, really considered for about 11 months over, like, 93, 94. Kind of stayed alive a little bit after that, but not really. But they wanted to build a theme park in Haymarket, Virginia. They bought up a bunch of land, I think, before they even announced it. That way they could get it all cheap.
Yeah.
And this is what Disney wanted to do. This is some of the stuff that Disney wanted to do. And some of it ended up going into California Adventure, just kind of changed a little bit, but they wanted to have like a pre-Civil War village as the hub.
Okay.
They wanted to have a Native American village that was going to have a raft ride that kind of ended up being Grizzly River Run at DCA. They had a President's Square, which would have had a Hall of Presidents attraction in it. They had a Civil War fort that was going to have reenactments, because that's really what you want to do when you go to a Disney theme park. They had a building that was supposed to represent Ellis Island.
Okay.
They had a family farm, which was something that they kind of did at California Adventure later. They had they were going to have a state fair that was going to have carnival rides. That was pretty much what the Paradise Pier ended up being at California Adventure. They had a mock factory town that they wanted to build that was going to have a roller coaster called the Industrial Revolution.
Okay, that sounds dope as hell.
It was gonna actually like go through like a mock-up of a factory with like metal pouring around you and chains and crap like that. And then their last section was going to be Victory Field, which was like a bunch of hangars with They were going to do VR stuff, which for 95, I don't really see that working out.
It would have ended up being like the fucking Aladdin VR at Disney Quest.
But that was kind of where Soarin' and Condor Flats at California Adventure kind of ended up coming out of that whole thing. But see, since this is opposite attractions, I'm going to go with the fact that our park, if we did this America tour park, is that half of it would be like the patriotic, like a love letter to the country sort of thing, like what Disney wanted to do.
And
but then the other half would be very...
The other half is InfoWars. That's what the other half is.
No, the other half was basically really cynical and more about like corporate capitalism.
Okay.
Somehow like with with sponsorships and stuff like that, and very like kind of jokingly mean about what the country has become over 200 and whatever years. So that's my one idea.
Well, see, here's where I like the idea for that one going, and it's the fact that this time we don't say, like, build a haunted mansion type attraction or build a jungle type attraction. This time, you get a state, and you have to build a ride based off the state. That's it.
I had that. I had an idea. I didn't really think about what the challenges would be. But that's a good idea. Like, I think that breaking the park up into, like, sections of states, like a northeast section and a southeast section and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That would probably be the best way to do that.
The park looks like a map of America, literally. It's really hard to get to Hawaii and Alaska, but they're there.
Those are our sister parks.
Yeah.
The one is very, 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 very large. And the other one is like a parking lot.
Yeah.
So that's my one idea.
The name of the parking lot is like all the islands of Hawaii. That's what it is.
Now, my other idea you kind of gave to me the other day.
Okay.
Sort of. And that is a park themed... Okay, I said sort of. This is a park themed to nocturnal animals.
Okay, Jim, I thought I was going buck wild when I said we're putting a park on the moon. Now you're like, welcome to Owl Land, go fuck yourself.
No, I had this idea. You brought up Possum World from a Goofy movie.
Oh, yeah.
So I've gone, like, I don't want to do just possums, so I've spread it out to all nighttime-y animals. I think the idea would be, the layout would be of large buildings, kind of like there's like where you would walk in and there would be walkways that would be like indoors. Either you would be in like a hangar type sized building, like, or it would have like Fremont Street in Vegas with like the canopies over it.
Oh.
So it would look like perpetual darkness.
Okay, that's what you want to put the kids in.
So everything, well, I mean, it would look like nighttime, but like you'd be able to see. But it's because it's about nocturnal animals. You wouldn't want to have a lot of daylight creeping in and around.
I almost like the idea of doing a theme park just based around animals, and then once night hits, all the rides turn from like, welcome to Birdland into, this is owl country, bitch.
I didn't want to do something that wasn't like, where it was like, oh, the park's only open at night or something like that, because that's too much of a pain in the ass. But I did have some animals that we could, in this theme park, our challenges would be about animals. So each week would be a different animal, and I actually came up with like 13 different ones, so we would have 13 different ones.
Well, please tell me Bat Country is one of our sections, because fucking...
Bats... Like, I looked up a list of, like, nocturnal animals, and bats really wasn't in there. Like, it was, but they're more, like, twilighty, like, evening time. They're not, like, pitch dark.
I know, they sparkle in the daylight.
So, this was the list I had. Cats, possums, koalas, raccoons, skunks, wombats, owls, badgers, the bandicoot. There's a good thing. The dingo, fireflies, and crickets. Oh, and the black rhino.
Okay. Well, I think there's a lot of problematic things. The problem with ours is the attraction about Firefly. It would get canceled after like one season of the park being open.
Well, that's a good thing that's all our parks last anyway.
Yeah.
My idea would be to split the park into 3 sections for more urban or suburban nighttime animals like skunks, raccoons, possums, cats. There would be a bug section with like the crickets and the fireflies, and then there would be like a more wild animal section with like the black rhino and the wombat and the dingo and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And of course we would have to do like spooky, scary, like nighttime animals like that aren't real.
What? like the Mothman section.
Like, I'm just thinking of anything that was like night based or darkness based but wasn't an animal, or that maybe was but is like not real, like cryptids.
I feel like I would go way buck wild with a lot of these. Because my bat country ride would require you to take like a shit ton of Quaaludes before you rode it.
We can always cut the fireflies out for bats.
Yes. And then...
I don't know about the crickets either, but we could figure that out.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know you've got 13 nocturnal animals, Jim. And I know the moon would be... I think, here's the thing. This one's very specific. Moon was very vague. I think we need to land right in the middle, because I know you got 13 animals, but there are also 13 states in the original union.
So you want to do the original 13 states for this challenge?
No, it would be any state, because my boy Alabama is the challenge for next week. Like, eat a dick. I gotta rep my home country. But
your home country.
My home country.
Some people believe Alabama to be a country.
My home country.
It has Arabs in it.
My home country of Alabama. You're right. The ride. It's called the Country Dares. It was originally Country Bears, but we misspelled it on the fucking marquee. A real story.
Country Beers.
The real story of Arad, Alabama. But
you would do the Country Beers, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this is America.
I'm thinking we can either just call it America, like with an apostrophe at the beginning, or it can just be spelled like really wrong, like Murika.
Well, I mean, the fucking theme song is definitely "This Is America" by Childish Gambino, right? The most shootings in a theme park per capita, thanks to our theme song. But it's fine. Yeah, I also think it's something that you will come up with like a better name. Like you, but YOUSA. USA. Yeah, or America is pretty good. But we'll come up with a name for the theme park. But Jim, your challenge for next week, as I said, we're fucking roll tide roll, baby. We're making us a Bama ride, the greatest country.
We're going to do what Disney couldn't do, and that's make a theme park about America.
You're damn right, son, because this is America, and this is Opposite Attractions. But, Jim, it's been an episode. Where can they find you on the internet?
I'm on Twitter at Apparently Smart, and not many other places. My apologies.
And you can find me on Twitter at Scottye Mo. That's SCOTTYEMO. And buy all my books on Amazon, the Queasel Corp trilogy, BS vs. the Gods, or go to audibletrial.com/BS Network. Get a free 30-day trial of Audible, and you can get Queasel Corp or Queasel Corp Risen and soon BS vs. the Gods for absolutely free. You get a free 30-day trial. It supports us, or if you want to support us otherwise, you can at patreon.com/aloadofbs or merch.aloadofpurebs.com to pick up your op at merch. So check that out. Check out all the other shows at aloadofpurebs.com and check out the previous seasons at opposite-attractions.com. And of course, you can find Jim and me on Twitter at OpAtShow. That's spelled OPPATTSHOW. Are you down with OPP?